Don Vasel nos acompaña el día de hoy y él nos hablará sobre la generación del contenido para los juegos de mesa. Welcome to this meeting where your knowledge will be learning experience for those present.
Is it on?
Welcome.
Good. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
All right, if you don't know who I am, I'm Tom Vasel. I record reviews on the Dice Tower YouTube channel, maybe 500 every year. But also, we do not just talk about games on our channel. I also have a podcast. I run 3 conventions, Dice Tower East, Dice Tower West, and Dice Tower Cruise. This is later, I'm not doing this one now. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about content creation, and then you can ask me any question, and maybe I'll answer. But I will save you some trouble. Do I like Mexico? Yes. Do I like the food? Look at me. You already know the answer. But am I having a good time? Yes. Thank you very much for allowing me to come to your country. It is my first time here, and I'm having a wonderful time. So thank you very much. So the question is, board game content creation important? And I have 2 answers. The first answer is no. Thank you. But it is not, in all of humanity, not that important. If tomorrow there is the apocalypse and everyone is making tribes, and they'll say, I will pick John because he's a farmer. I'll pick Max, he is good at building. Someone says, I will pick Tom Vasel because he reviews board games. Not so useful, possibly. Also, most people do not buy board games. What is the main thing people buy board games from? Because somebody else tells them. I'll say, hey, listen to me. This game is great. So if I disappeared, would the board game be okay? Probably. I think so. And I know this because anytime I leave a job, it gets better. I used to work at a church, very small church, and my wife and I had to leave, and I said, when we leave, they will not survive without us. I went there last year. It is 10 times bigger, doing so well. I was like, well, I guess they did better without me. So for real, is board game content creation important? Like other things, as a police officer, firefighter, farmer? No. But also, that's how I get my money. So yes, it is important. And I want to talk briefly about why I think board game content creation is important. So I wrote some notes here. First of all, and this is an easy answer, why is it important for board game content creation? Because right now, there is more board games than people. Maybe not that many, but there are so many games. If someone says, what game should I play? Oh, the first time you walk into a board game store, what to buy? I don't know. I guess Monopoly. So there's so many things out there that a board game content creator can help say, here, I will help you find the best ones for you. Because there's just so many things to see and do. Imagine if you never watched any movies, ever, and you said, today I'm going to watch a movie, which one? I will look at Netflix. Wow, there's so many. So then you would go, maybe say, what are the 10 best movies to watch? And so content creator can help you find what is best for you because there's so much out there. Also, I think today, if I need help, I go to the internet. Now, the internet is a terrible place. We know this. There's incorrect ideas. The news is horrible. It's terrible. But the internet is also really useful. I have a car. What kind of car do I have? I don't know. It's black. That's all I know. If my car breaks down, I'd be like, oh no, what do I do now? What do? I go to YouTube. If I need to connect the batteries, I'm like, red goes black, red, I don't know. So I look on YouTube. If I want to do something, I look on the internet. And so the people are to say, I want to find a board game. So they go to the internet. And I say, hello, I am here. I will help you find, hopefully, the best games. Everyone, especially young people, they use the internet. We use this for everything. So why not board games? My third reason here is there's so much advertising out there. I use Facebook all the time, and on Facebook all the time, it will say, buy this neat device. It is wonderful. I'm like, that looks amazing. So I buy it. I wait, it shows up. Does it work? Sometimes, maybe 10%. Usually it's trash, because I look at an advertisement. So I have to think, don't look at an advertisement. Look at what people say. I buy a lot of things. I buy video cameras, I buy things for my wife, and I always say, don't look at the advertisements, because advertisements say, this is wonderful. This hamburger is very big. And then you buy it and you go, I don't think so. This is too small. So the advertisements are everywhere, especially with board games, right? You go online, Kickstarter, they say, this is the best game. This game will cure cancer. If you buy this game, you will never play another game. It is amazing. John, is this game good? It's fantastic. Susan, amazing. Everyone, you're like, this must be good. But it is all advertising. And that is not helpful. Everything is good, and they say, buy it now, or you'll never see it again. Also, if you buy it now, you'll get it in 4 years. But so the reviews help people find and say, okay, ignore the advertising and see what is actually true. Also, it helps the unknown game. I want to help, and I think board game creators, I want to help people. If you have a game and say, no one ever plays this game, but it is amazing. How do I get people to find out about this amazing game? Have you ever played a small game that is amazing, but nobody knows about it? Everyone here has played that, right? Many of you say, I designed it. I will show you later, Tom. But that happens all the time. A small game, and so board game content creators can say, oh, I will take this and show it to the world. Because if you have a small game, it's hard, because everyone is talking about the big games, right? Everybody is talking about Zombicide. Everyone is talking about Ticket to Ride. No one is talking about Tom Vasel's terrible fish game. But I want you to play Tom Vasel's terrible fish game. So we can help make it more important. Also, I like this because I think board game content creators, which I think we are, I think we help grow the hobby. A lot of people, how do you find out about games? Everyone has a different story. I have played games since I was a small child. But most people play games, and then how do you find new games? It used to be, you go to the store, a board game store, oh, heaven hearts, and you play the games. But that doesn't happen as much anymore. How do people find out about anything? They find out on the internet. You see this game, and what is this weird game? I will look it up. And we want to make board gaming bigger. Board gaming is growing every year, and it is growing internationally. There are more people playing board games all the time, because everyone is tired of everyone, oh, by the way, hang on. See, everywhere I go, people are doing this, and we want to say, I want to be with people. And so we can help and say, there are great games out there. Play them. If you don't want your first game, I'll be like, ooh, I want to play board games. Here, come play this game. It's 8 hours. You will love it. Here's the rule book. It is 200 pages. And the person says, I have to go to the bathroom, and they never come back. We want to help people find a good game for you. Maybe you like birds, wingspan. Do you like trains? Ticket to Ride, sort of. But whatever you like, there is a game for you. We can find this game for you, and this will help grow the hobby. But more than growing the hobby, and this is important to me, it helps create a community. I have met you all here because of board games. If it wasn't for board games, I would never have come to Mexico. Well, I mean, it's a wonderful place, but we meet people all over the world, and you make really great friends because of board games. I have a lot of people I know. I have people I know in my church. I have my neighbors. I have my family. But my friends, many of them, some of my best friends, I met because of board gaming. And so I want to push it out there and I say, hey, do you like games? John also likes games. Here, let's talk together. And it's wonderful. And so it creates a community, and we have seen that with the Dice Tower. So the Dice Tower, we have multiple communities. Some people on Facebook, some people on Discord, at conventions, just getting together. I can go to any city in the world almost, and I know somebody there is a board gamer. And I'm visiting, where are the board gamers? Find me. And we can meet, and it's a community, and it's great. I have seen so many communities. There are many good communities. There are many bad communities. Video games, sometimes I'm like, whew, but board game communities, everywhere I go, they are the nicest people. They are wonderful. And I want to tell people about that so we can meet and spend time together. And I also think it helps globally. When I was a kid, I said, someday I will go to another country. I've been to like 20 countries now, and mostly because of board games. I meet people all over the world because of board games. I know that everything right now with the US and China is not the best, but also it is making connections in other places happen. And I'm so excited because for a long time board gaming was mostly Germany and USA. But then France, then Italy, then Europe, then Czech Republic, then Poland, then China, and a little bit in Japan, Korea, and we're seeing it pop up everywhere, and now Mexico, right? This is great. Come back in 20 years, this will be bigger than Gen Con, maybe. But that can happen, and I love that, because when I play games with people, we are not arguing over the world. We are just playing a game. And I play games with people who know no English, and I do not know their language, but we still can play the game. It is a great form of communication. I also like being a board game content creator because it helps me. I like to talk. I know it's a surprise. But being a board game creator has made me get better at editing videos. It has helped me teach better. Yeah, because I like to teach board games, I like to talk about games. I have learned many things, and I like to go and learn new experiences, and board gaming has done it for me. I visited different countries. I'm here right now. I've had food I've never had before because of board games, and so I really enjoy that. And it gives me something to do that I like. I like to talk about board games. My grandmother loved Chinese restaurants. She loved Chinese restaurants. So she, in my town when I was a boy, she went to every Chinese restaurant, and she would come back and she would say, this is great, that one's terrible, this one's great. And that one's terrible, she would wait 6 months, and she would go there again just to check. And say, it's still terrible. But if I wanted to know a good Chinese restaurant, I would ask her. I also like it because she would take me with her. Like, yes. I didn't care. I think they are all good. She said, do not enjoy that. It's not good. Okay. That's so good. I was a boy. I thought all food was good. But I love games. I really do. If the Dice Tower loses all of its money, Please no. Right? And the dice tower goes away, and I get another job, maybe go back to being a teacher. I will still play board games because I love them. I started doing board game content creation because I wanted to tell other people. I said, this game is great. Let me show you. I love this. And I showed my mom and dad, and they said, oh, okay. I'm like, all right, I will find somebody else. I showed my brothers and sisters, like, we don't want to play games. I'm like, I'm older, you will play games with me. All my friends in the neighborhood, I would play games with them, but I wanted to show more people. How could I show more people? The internet, hooray! And now I can show people all over the world. We are so fortunate to have a voice, to be able to talk to people everywhere. So companies, publishers, sometimes love me, sometimes do not like me, I understand. But I don't do it for the publishers, I do it for people. I want to talk about games. I want to tell you my favorite games. I also tell you games that are not my favorites that you can find, but you might like them also. At the end of the day, I'm just excited to see what has happened. 20 years ago, or 23 years ago, I wrote my first review. I was bored. But I played a game and I wanted to tell people about it. But because I did that, now 10 people have jobs and I have a convention with thousands of people coming. I came here to Mexico and met all of you because I got to tell people about games. So when people say, why do you do it? I guess I really love it. Do I love the money part? No, I hate it. Do I love reading rule books? No. 23 years later, rule books are still terrible. But do I love playing games and learning new games? I really, really do. And so I'm going to keep doing that, hopefully, for a long time. So that is why I think that working in content creation is important. And later on today, I'm going to show some about how I think people can do it better. But I think I still have some time here. So if anyone has any questions, I would like to answer those if that's okay. All right, go ahead.
As a content creator, how do you do not to get tired of board games and reading the rule books and playing them? With so many board games coming out, how do you keep the passion?
Yeah, people ask me this a lot. So the question is, how do I not get bored of games? Because now it is my job. I don't know how to explain it, but it is my hobby. I love talking about board games. Sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like playing board games right now. So I'll watch a movie, I'll play a video game, and then in like 3 hours I go, okay, I'm ready to play games again. It is fun. If I was not paid, I would still do it. So I don't know how to explain it. It does not bore me at all.
Great.
How you make the list of the videos that you're going to make? For example, you need to keep a balance between the board games, board games, and the games that give you views, the popular and the
Yes. How do I decide what games to review? We just do. So I do not make a strict rule about it. So we have 5 shelves of games that we need to play. And I just go and go, that one. I don't care. Is it popular? Maybe. Is it small? Maybe. Small games is harder to get because they need to look good. And a popular game, I really want to play that. But we try to play it. If it's easy to play, it will happen faster. If it's only 2 players, that's very easy to do. But we do not make I make a list of games and then I kind of spread them out. I have a document on a Google document with a list of all of our videos. And so each week I say, okay, we will do this, and we will review 3 hot games, but also we'll review a lot of small games. And I work hard. In the last couple of years, I've been making a video of 7 short reviews of games because I want to talk about a lot of small games. But I try to do a balance because if I only do small games, people will say, why are you not talking about the big games? But we can't do just the big games.
Thank you. Speaking of rulebooks, do you remember the Matchbox collection?
What?
The Matchbox collection rulebooks.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. It wasn't you, was it?
No.
Okay. What was that? Go ahead.
Many people have told me to start making content of board games, but my question is how to stand among all the people who are making board game content, how to make my content unique, from your perspective, what do you think that makes your content unique?
My hat. I will talk about this more later in the content creator section, but you do have to be different. I do not think, earlier Jeff Henderson said everyone is a game designer. I do not think everybody is a content creator. Some people are just not that, it's not your thing. It's not bad, but to be different, I think you have to look for that. Ask people, what are you looking to do? I never really thought about being different, but I'm also fortunate I was first. So first you can do whatever you want. But when I make videos, I make what I want to watch. I don't really care, I want to watch top 10s. So I make top 10s. I love top 10s. I like to argue. Me and my brothers and sisters, we argued our whole lives. We are still arguing. I am right, they are wrong. So I like to do videos where we argue for fun. And then people can hear both sides of view. That's always been something I like doing. But other people do things differently. And I don't know, you just have to find something a little bit different. Yes?
I'm sure you probably get thousands of people getting you to review their own games, and like you, there's like the other board game reviewers. What is your recommendation to us to approach reviewers and try to get us prioritized or reviewed eventually?
Yes, so first I Tower. But there are so many reviewers, but many reviewers have the same audience as other reviewers. So I would try to look for the reviewers that are different groups of people. And will they review your game? If someone asks me to review their game, I always say, maybe. I cannot promise it, because every year we review on our channel maybe 700 games, but we get 2,000. We just cannot play all of them. So the best way to get review your games, first of all, make it look amazing. If your game looks amazing, it will get played so easily because people say, it must be good. Now, if your game looks amazing and it's bad, we will be very angry. Okay? But at least we play the game. But just contacting people, like I always have people talk to me, going to conventions and meeting people. There's a lot of content creators. I would try to find the biggest content creator in each country, maybe. Say who's the biggest content creator in Chile and Germany. I would do things like that. But who is different? Some people do Instagram. I don't understand that. They're like, I will only talk for 10 seconds. How did you do that? But they have a different audience, so I try to find different people. Whoever was on, yes.
Hi, Tom. What do you think about the Trump tariffs versus China?
I'm sorry, I don't speak English. You're trying to get me in trouble. I want to go back home. I have had to pay money already for promos. People send us promos for the Dice Tower game found, and I had to pay money to get them. So I don't like that. I never like paying money. My daughter's getting married this year. I hate it. So much money. So I don't like that. I don't understand all of it. so I will not speak authoritatively. It's going to change the industry for sure, but I don't know how. So all I can say is that I hope it will get better. I feel bad for people that it's affecting and companies that are going out of business. But I will also keep talking about games because there are still games to play right now. Other than that, no sense.
Hello. First of all, welcome to Mexico.
Thank you.
My question is a little bit more like a curious opinion about why you think, because right now there are a lot of changes about technologies. I'm a graphic designer, and I want to know why you think is the best channel of communication for making reviews, like a podcast and things right now, or why you think it's going to be the future that you think is going to have more push off in the way you want to do, like it's going to be more important.
I wish I knew the future. I am very lucky. I used to write reviews. You can still find them. I wrote maybe 1,300 reviews. And then one day, I got a computer with a video camera and I said, oh, I'm so tired of writing. I want to talk. So I did YouTube, and I was lucky because YouTube is big technologically. What is next? I don't know. I thought maybe it was, what's the short? TikTok, yes. Maybe it is TikTok, but I'm too old for TikTok. Every time I see TikTok, I get angry. So, but I know people like TikTok, and it is its own thing. But I don't know what the future is. If I knew the future, I would say, well, let's do it. So, but I do watch that because I noticed that a lot of board game companies, their games look like they were made in 1985. And I'm like, why? We can make amazing games today. So the same thing should be with content. My content should get a little better every year. And I should say, what is the new thing? What is going to change? And I don't know. If I knew the secret, I would not tell you because I want to bet you out. But I really don't know what is next.
I'm really down because I don't want to stop. So, what's your relation with you have with the publishers and how do you manage it? Since now I could review from the task that we can make a great game. Some of them deserve the hate for sure, but I'm sure some small publishers might be terrified when you're looking at their game.
Yeah. So this is hard for me. Sometimes I go to a convention and I see somebody and I'm because I'm afraid they will hit it or something. I do not think we can break a game if the game is good. So, for example, I really did not like Boss Monster. I gave a review of it. I said, I do not think this is all. Boss Monster has sold 1 million copies. They don't care. I have met the owner of the company, and we are friends. But I also like some of his other games too. But sometimes we say a game is bad, and I have an email folder that says, Tom, you are the worst. And if I'm ever feeling like I am the best, I can read those emails, and I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. I also have an email folder that says, Tom, you are great for the opposite. But it is hard. I will be friends with publishers. I like to talk to them. But they all know, if I don't like a game, I will say that. I try to be honest, I try not to be cruel. Sometimes I am. I have earned Monopoly once.
You throw a game from your rooftop.
I threw a game off the roof, yes, I'm still not allowed in Portugal. One time I did a joke. I said I wanted to do a joke where I reviewed a game, and I threw it in a garbage can, and that was the review. And then I met the designer of that game, and I felt terrible. So I try not to be, I don't want to be too mean. Now, if I did a game, the company who made it are trying to get money and no effort, and it's terrible, I will tell you, I hate it. I don't care what you think. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here for the publishers. I'm here for the audience. So, I try to maintain that. I am friends with lots of publishers, I'm not friends with all publishers because some of them do not talk to me, but most of them do. The vast majority of publishers, they understand, and most of them say, sometimes I say the game is bad, and there's a lot of people who go, it must be good at them. And that's okay. But it's tough, but I just don't worry about it. I sleep at night.
Linking the question to... Yes? Préndelo. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Linking the question to my friend's question, how do you prioritize being honest and true to yourself when you need to give a bad review? Being honest and not being cruel, but also getting fans expecting this honest review, and also it's very tempting to be paid for giving it was okay, it was not too bad, but still getting paid, knowing you know it's not a good game. How do you prioritize honesty, or how do you manage to keep true to yourself but still get paid?
Yeah, so to prioritize that, I have to have my own code of ethics. I'm a Christian. I believe you should not lie. So I will not lie in my reviews. Now, no one has, I'm trying to think, no one has ever said, if you give me a good review, here's $1,000. That has never happened. But we do have publishers that buy advertising on my show. I have people who sponsor our conventions, and what do? You be honest. It's hard, but people will know if you are lying. People will know. Some people do not do negative reviews ever because it's too hard. I understand that. I do not feel good doing a negative review. A negative review for me usually takes 2 times longer because I have to make sure every rule is 100% correct. Because if I say one small thing wrong, I would say at the beginning of the game, you draw 6 cards instead of 5. People go, that's why you did it on it. Okay? Also, if you say a negative review of a Kickstarter game that people spend $800 on, they will get angry at me. I didn't make the game. Talk to the publisher. But you're right. I think about this all the time. Sometimes I play a game and I'm like, oh, they just sponsored our show. Oh well. And so but the publishers know that. They know we're honest, and I don't know what else to tell you. I have to say, I will not lie. Yes?
Hey, okay, so in the reviews, you in the end, in the conclusion, it's a good game or it's a bad game? Well, my question is, this final conclusion is an objective conclusion about it's a good or a bad game, or is just Tom Vasel opinion?
Oh, it's always opinion. Every review is opinion. You cannot be objective except to say, this is a game. And even that is sometimes not true. But it is always subjective, and people should know that. I don't want to have to say, in my opinion, blah, blah, blah. In my opinion, blah, blah, blah. People know that it's true. If I say, do you like that, and you say no, I'm like, oh, I can't eat it now. No, because that's just your opinion. So we make it clear it's our opinion. People want us to put numbers on our reviews. We do that, but I argued a long time to not do that, because people only see the number. And they say, well, it's good or bad. No, it's just what I think. And I say, yeah, this game is terrible. They're like, how can you say that? I do. And in the International Movie Database, I think the highest rated movie is Citizen Kane. It's so boring. And people say, well, you don't know movies. Okay. Number 1 word you need is grass. I do not like grass. I like number 2 though. So it's just my opinion, but what I have done on my channel is I brought many people in so you can hear many opinions. You said, I don't like Tom Vasel, but Z Garcia, he's great. That's not true, but
Hi.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. So, as a designer, we are always trying to make like the best games, the more attractive ones, because at the end of the game, it's a product. So, what are like the main things that make you take a look at those games? Like the thing that is like, oh, this seems interesting. So let me check. Let me make a review about it, or let me just play a game, because I know that over here we have like a lot of designers, and we are trying to make like the best product possible. So what are those things that make you take a look at them?
Well, that's not your job. That's the publisher's job. Your job is you should be able to explain the game and get me excited in maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute. Sometimes people say, let me tell you about my game, and I'll say 1 minute. They're like, I can't. Well then, sorry. You should be able to explain it. But the publisher, number one for me is always box cover. In America, we have a phrase, do not judge a book by the cover, but I always do. I judge food. I'm not eating that. You know, sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes a game that is boring, looks boring, is very fun. But I don't want you to play it. So the box cover is very important, and also I think when the game is set up, it needs to look good. That is the best way to get you to play a game.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, for this great meeting. I'm sure the audience learned a lot today, and I'm sure they enjoyed it. If you have something else to say,
oh, sure. If you want to ask me any more questions outside and talk to me, I will gladly talk to you. I want to say once again, I'm very thankful. Everyone here has been very gracious. You are speaking English to me. That is so nice. Everyone says, I'm sorry, my English is good. My Spanish is horrible. Okay? So I want to say to you, thank you for letting me come. I had a fantastic time.